That's right, people. We have an intro now. I hope listen, Michael. Look at this. I play our beautiful intro, and you're over here being the old man that you are, still having your phone not on silent.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just checking up
Michael,
some scores here.
is that a Backstop Banter shirt you have on there?
Of course it is. Of course, I'll almost wear it every episode. You just now realizing that? Come on,
Absolutely.
sir. Looks better on the back, but you can't see me.
I wear like the same like 6 shirts. So Michael, us bigger men know what we're doing in life. You have those 6 shirts that fit right, and
Absolutely.
they don't make you look like you're 9,000 pounds.
I mean, I already look that way, so it doesn't really matter
No,
what shirt I
yeah,
wear.
so do I. So do I. Don't get me wrong. But
Mhm.
it's those occasional ones that you're like, you know what, I do look kind of good in this one.
Absolutely. Actually,
Every big guy knows that they have those shirts, and if you're one of them and you're saying you don't, you're lying to yourself.
you're lying. And I'll just go ahead and tell you for the chubby guys that are married, your wife really isn't shrinking the shirts there. It's us. Hate to break it to you. I've told my wife I've been married now for 12 years now. And I think for 10 years, I kept saying, hey, I think, like let my clothes dry instead of putting them in the dryer because they're shrinking. She finally said, honey, it ain't the shirts. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So, Connie, how's your day going?
Michael, I'm all right. I've decided I've been back to the gym recently again.
Congratulations. When's
So
the
your
last time you've
boy,
been?
listen, I went yesterday and the day before. Didn't go today because I had work. But that was my first time back, and probably since summer. So it was a long time. It was a
Okay.
long time. So your boy is feeling it now. The triceps, the chest. Yeah, it's a tough life out here. It's a tough life, but you know what? It's okay. We'll survive. We'll
It
survive.
happens. It happens.
School's going on.
Mhm.
Same old, same old. Work, disgusting. Michael, how are you though? How are you?
I mean, work, school. I won't say I'm hitting the gym, but I did just build a porch today with my dad. So, like, my hands are kind of cramping up and everything. My shoulders and everything hurt. So, it was kind of fun. When I say I built a
Okay.
porch, actually, I just had to tear down some old lumber on my actual porch now because, like I said, I've been married for 12 years now, and our porch that we built our house back in 2012, some of the wood's rotting out, so we had to do some upkeep on it. So, and
Okay.
this old man ain't used to that manual labor at all. Let me just tell you.
No.
But I will say this: I don't know if I've told you this or not, but probably like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks into my promotion at my retail job, so assistant manager right here. Watch out now.
Oh.
Second in command.
Just kind of like this show.
No. Absolutely nothing like this show.
Oh, it's in fact it's an exact mirror of this show.
Mm.
Second in command, people.
It's Matt in our comments already. I mean, you're talking about you.
He is. I don't see no comments. What are you talking about, Mike?
I wondered if he was in there.
No, not yet. I'm sure he will be. Obviously the Dodgers are playing right now, so I assume the Dodgers fans might be a little occupied. But I'm sure they'll be in here. But with that being said, before we go anywhere, make sure everybody heads over to the YouTube channel to check us out because we can't see the comments from the Twitter anymore. The good old Twitter device doesn't let us see your comments anymore, which is a real bummer, but it's fine because you can just go over to the Facebook, the Twitch, the Facebook, whatever you want, and head on over there. Leave some comments over there, people, because that's what we like to see. We like the interaction with the people, okay? So make sure you do that, and we'll all be happy. But with that being said, Michael, we can get into the news. And where do you want to start, Mike? You want to start with the ALCS? You want to start with the NLCS? You want to start with Aaron Boone getting his job back? Where do we want to go?
Let's just start with your boonies. How about that?
Okay, we'll go with it. Aaron Boone. And so he gets a 3-year extension, gets a 4th year as a team option. So it's kind of what I expected. I said this, I believe, on the last episode that I didn't really think that he was going to end up going anywhere. Yankee fans probably shouldn't have. expecting him to go anywhere. It makes sense that he wasn't going to. Hold on. We got something going on here. Is the stream all messed up here? Oh, don't worry, people. We're gonna fix it. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
We're gonna
go to Facebook and check it out, see how it looks. Facebook's working fine.
Facebook's working great. Okay. Is the Twitter machine working?
This is the Twitter. We talk bad about it because you can't leave comments on there. Let's see. That's not right. Twitch is
good. See? That's what we care for. How's Twitter looking there, Michael?
Well, sadly enough, I haven't found it yet, so it must not be looking too good. Okay, now here we go. Nope, it's working. There we are. Look at that.
Look, we're beautiful. So you know what? We're fine. YouTube works. Facebook works. Twitch works.
Michael works. Connie.
I work a lot. You know, working to get better every day, Michael. I'm like an inspirational quote, a walking inspirational quote. But whatever. Let's get back to the baseball then, since we know.
Now we got everything lined out.
Exactly. So, see, people, this is live. This is live.
Staying with the Yankees. Are we happy about that? Because I know from our chats in with our Baseball Unwrapped that you think that the Yankee fans are going to be ecstatic.
Oh no, I know.
Way. So how are you feeling?
I don't care. It really doesn't affect me in either way because, like I've said over and over again, and Yankee fans don't want to hear it because they put all of the problems on Boone, which I think is unfair in the first place. But listen, if he wasn't going to be the manager this year, they were going to hire Aaron Boone 2.0.
Pretty much.
That's the thing that I just think people aren't getting in their heads is that Aaron Boone 2.0 was going to walk through the door. They were going to find somebody who was big into analytics and make sure that, you know, he would follow them and do everything that they typically do. I think, you know, just listening to sports radio over here in New York, it's definitely a mixed bag. I think a lot more of it is in the negative. And I think the reason for that mainly is because, you know, you always hear with sports fans is that, you know, when a season ends bad, they want their pound of flesh. And that's not what anybody's getting. The pound of flesh for the Yankee fans is the third base and the hitting coach is being fired. And that's not what anybody wanted. Everybody wanted, you know, Boone should be out. They got to go hire Buck Showalter or Mike Scioscia or the former Giants manager. I can't remember what his name is. But that really was never going to happen.
Right.
So I'm not surprised in the least bit that.
And we've talked about that too, especially yourself in the preseason or the spring training. I always say preseason is much easier.
I know. I do
but it's, you know, kind of how baseball is going now. It's not so much like the gut feeling, how you feel with the heart. As we look back at last year's World Series, the 2020 asterisk for the Dodgers. Sorry, Perry, that was for you. But and taking out Ray's pitcher at the time, I think he pitched 5 innings, and then they pulled him, Morton. So, I mean, it's very analytical, and that's one thing I even talked about with you, but I know you're more passionate about it, is it doesn't really matter who the manager is because the computer is what's running teams now, like your shifts and everything, how it goes. But I don't know,
it's very funny, too, because, you know, I guess we all say that, but if you listen to, like, the Yankee – it's not an introductory press conference because obviously we all know who Aaron Boone is now. I guess, you know, just his press conference when they announced that he was coming back, all of them were talking about how, you know, he has full control and this, that, and the third and blah, 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 blah. And it like Boone gets like visibly mad when you say that he doesn't have control of the team of like, or like when you say that, you know, people are telling him how to do stuff to the team and blah, blah, blah. Like he actually gets annoyed with it. And if anybody is interested in it, Michael K. Show, obviously the Yankee play-by-play announcer. Listen, that's the best sports radio over in New York, Michael. Number one in the market, baby.
Michael K.
Listen, don't be mad because the Reds probably don't even have a good play-by-play person.
Chris Welch is absolutely phenomenal.
I guarantee he's not better than Michael Kay. But anyway,
well, let's just go ahead and have this debate again because we once messaged or tweeted out to both of them, and Chris Welch was the one that responded. So thank you,
Michael
Chris.
Kay responded to me too
after Chris Welch had. So
I didn't start tweeting him until after.
Trendsetter. Thank you, Chris. Now we just need to get you on the show. Carry on.
But anyway, they interviewed Aaron Boone, and that it was a very fun interview. I think they dive into everything that was going on really well, and there's definitely going to be changes. I think they questioned him on because of course we have the players to do it and blah blah blah. So they were like
this, that, and the third.
If you have players to do it. So if you're saying does that mean you could just run it back? You think the result's going to be different? And he was like, no, like we understand that we have to make some adjustments. So even Brian Cashman said that Gleyber Torres isn't working at shortstop, so he's going to go back to second, which means they're signing a shortstop.
Right.
And looks like it's between Correa and Seager right now. I'm fine with both of those options, obviously. It doesn't really matter. Listen, I hate Correa right now, but if he's a member of my team, fully embraced.
Pitiful.
No, it's not. Anything to make my team better. Anything. Listen, we hated all Yankee fans hated Roger Clemens. The minute he came over from Boston to the Yankees, everybody loved him. So, same thing with Johnny Damon. So, listen, we know what we're doing over here in New York. But, and then, there was another part of the interview that I found very interesting that was like, they asked him, do you have, control over some of the decisions that are made, or like, if you want to make one and like, can you go against it, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I make a lot more decisions than people, would ever think that I do. So he's kind of, laying it down there. And then that's what makes it interesting, because I've said it many times on this show, and I still don't think it's an actual true answer, but he's saying that he can make his own decisions. He can do whatever he wants. Does that mean you can start blaming him when things don't go right?
I agree.
And I still don't know if that's correct, because I think he's lying. I really do. I don't think that he can make, all the decisions, and even Kay and all the people that interviewed with him and everything, they're kind of, they take it at face value. Of course he's going to say that. I don't think any manager is just going to come out and say, oh yeah, I have absolutely no decision-making power. So I don't know. Can you start blaming managers now, or is it still the same old where we've been saying it's the computers and nothing else? So I don't know if you think anything of that.
I kind of agree with you to a certain extent. Like even with the Reds, our manager, who I just was about to Bell is his name. Even last year in 2020, like we were mediocre, better than mediocre, and we were doing okay, but there's a lot of things that just seemed like we struggled at. And as a fan, I kept thinking, why in the world are we leaving these mid-relief pitchers in? Why are we even playing them? Because they're blowing saves, they're blowing games, they're blowing leads, and we end up losing. But he stayed true to the analytics, kept going with it, and we got on fire there towards the end. We made the playoffs. So you can't say anything about it. Fast forward to 2021, same manager, David Bell, all about analytics. Go through the season, we open up, we're on fire. Some people start slumping. He still starts playing them or keeps playing them, staying consistent. Again, pitchers, middle relievers, blow so many games, and we end up falling short. I want to say we lost 13 of the last 17, something like that. Now, I'm fudging those numbers a little bit. That's really off the top of my head. But I know we lost a little ton towards the end. When to me, simple changes probably could have made it work. But I don't know. I really don't have an answer for it. I feel like a lot of times these managers are now just saying, oh, this is what the computer shows. And, we're kind of seeing it fall over from football in a way. Like a lot more player or coaches are going for fourth and second, fourth and third, and all this stuff.
Analytics has absolutely entrenched its way into all sports, no matter what it is.
Yeah,
You
so
look at
it's hard
basketball with
to.
the threes. You look at the NFL going for it on fourth down. Baseball is
Mhm.
obviously the most right now. But Michael, I want to get because I wonder if there's a point where it gets to too much too, because I don't know if you heard the comments from Dave Roberts, obviously the Dodgers
Dodgers.
manager. He said, he was being questioned on why he started that pitcher. I can't remember who it is for game 1 of the NLCS. It wasn't like an actual starting pitcher. I cannot remember who it is right now.
Oh
If
yeah, the
there's
relief pitcher. Right.
if there's a Dodger fan in the chat, I'm sure they will remember. And he's being questioned on that, and somebody was like, "Well, how was that decision made?" And he literally said, "It's made from the top." He said he straight out said that's a decision that's made from the top. Everybody gets their vote, and wherever that goes, it goes. And the reporter was kind of like, "Well, do you have more than one vote?" And he was like, "Nope, everybody gets one vote. If I get outvoted, that's how we go." And that's crazy to me. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Like
random thought on that. Like, don't the Dodgers have like 10 owners, like all divided out?
Well, I'm sure that I'm sure they mean more of. I don't think it would be owners. I would assume.
Well, who would the top be?
The GM, the president, the analytic people.
Right. I don't know. Like, I don't think Magic Johnson would have a say, but I was just thinking, it's divided up that much.
I would hope not.
Right, because never mind. Stop. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's almost now gotten to where it's not even. Now, I'm not dogging baseball. Obviously, it's fun and it's very intense the whole time it's being played. Like, even watching the little bit of the series that I got to watch now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's great seeing Pujols batting and playing in the meaningful games again. He had a great single to opposite field over to right center, basically. He makes me feel like I'm out there because he's a plump guy. Like, he's got those 6 shirts on too, that makes him feel comfortable. He's a big man.
I think that's more muscle mass than flubber.
Just let me feel like that, okay? But I don't know. It's almost breaking my heart the way baseball has changed a little bit, but at the same time, it has gotten a lot more fun. I wish there wasn't as many strikeouts as we're having, but the home runs are entertaining. And that's, again, it goes back to analytics. They're thinking swing for the fences. Who cares about strikeout? It's kind of like the 3 in basketball. You may miss a few, but if you make a few, it outweighs the misses.
3 is greater than 2.
Yeah. Which I don't
know.
Now,
Michael, here's the other thing, too, that, you brought it up last week, and I kind of shot it down because I think it's stupid. I think you think it's stupid, too. But I even saw Buster Olney tweet it about the MLB needing to reinforce the starting pitcher. No. To reinforce the starting pitcher and, make it so it was like before where starting pitchers don't just go 5 innings or basically he's trying to get rid of the opener. I would assume. And he said, maybe the MLB should limit it to 5 pitchers a game.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, the comments of it are obviously all people disagreeing. And I can't disagree anymore. I think that's an absolutely awful idea. But
what's his reason for it? What's it like?
I think it's because, he wants
the pitchers to pitch longer.
Yeah, starting pitchers to actually be starting pitchers now instead of.
I mean, honestly, the way it's going now, like a relief pitcher, like even today's game with both teams are basically going to their bullpen way early. They're going to be pitching just as much as the starting pitcher. So what's the point of having a title of saying starting pitchers when you are pitching just as much as the relievers? I mean, I kind of agree with him on that. Now, really? I'm going to say I don't agree with him on making the starter do a certain thing. I just kind of feel like all pitchers are the same.
No,
you have a closer.
Limiting a team to 5 pitchers a game.
I'm going to, for the purpose of speeding the game up, I would like that. But I'll say this. I don't know. I guess it's the old school. I miss the pitchers almost doing a complete game. That's unheard of anymore. I think a starting pitcher should go 6, 7, 8 innings if possible. But It just doesn't happen. Like, I don't know why they're starting pitchers. Like, how are you going to pay someone multi-million-dollar deals to pitch 5 innings every 5 days? Like, that doesn't make sense to me when you could actually pull from your bullpen and just say, hey, we'll have 3 guys pitch it, and they're doing exactly the same thing, basically.
I'm trying to find the tweet right now because I wanted to get his exact words, but it is giving me trouble right now. But I don't know. I just can't imagine. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Okay.
He said,
it's on your phone. I was going to say,
yeah, it is on my phone. He said there is a desperate need for the MLB, the Players Association, to talk about all the pitching changes and restoring the preeminence of the starting pitchers. It'd be better for the product. It'd give better for the union, given the importance of the starters in the setting markets. And then somebody said, this seems like a stance that can't be sustained with something that works. And Buster said, limit the managers to the use of 5 pitchers per 9 innings, with obvious exceptions for blowouts and injuries. Well, like, how do you do that?
The more and more I hear it, yeah, I kind of am agreeing with him.
Hell no.
I am.
You lost your mind.
But why? Like, what he is trying to say is, like, the starting pitcher is not as valuable anymore.
Okay.
So why call them starting
pitchers?
Stop
paying them.
Exactly. So what's the point of doing all this?
That's not what he's saying. He wants them. This isn't a value problem. He's saying to stop letting so many people pitch in a game.
Because it's devaluing the starting pitcher. I mean, what's the point really having a pitcher that's so? I mean, you're never going to have a Greg Maddux anymore. You're never going to have a Roger Clemens. You're not going to have a Nolan Ryan anymore. Like, you'll have great pitchers, like even DeGrom, who is probably the best pitcher we have right now. But if he's only pitching 4 or 5 innings a game, can we put him in the caliber?
There's special occasions because DeGrom doesn't do that unless he was hurt this year, which was, every game.
Every game.
But that's because he's hurt. It's not like it was because he was just coming out of a game. It's not like DeGrom is pitching and then at the 5th inning they're like, "Oh, you've hit your pitch mark. You're coming out." It was.
You don't think so? Because that's analytics. I mean, they put a pitch amount on.
Yeah, but that is true for certain pitchers because some of them just aren't good.
I would say the amount is stronger on that than less or than the.
Well, I think there's that way with everything though.
Okay,
but there's a certain amount of elite starting quarterbacks. There's a certain amount of elite point guards. There's a certain amount of elite starting pitchers.
Right. So he is saying to adjust the 70% that would be falling under this 5th inning starting pitcher's role of the pitch count. Something needs to be fixed on that. The 30%, it doesn't really need to be fixed, but it's all 100%.
But why would you want to limit 5 pitchers a game? That now you're taking away from matchups and everything else that goes into it. They already did the 3-batter rule.
Right. So, I mean, we're already trying to do that to an extent to speed the game up. The game is boring when you look at it from starting at 1 o'clock and ending at 5 o'clock. That's too long of a game. I don't care what the atmosphere is. You have to agree that is too long of a game.
I have a hard time respecting a no-hitter if you have 7 relievers coming to. I mean, but how many times is a combined no-hitter happening?
It happens.
A lot of things happen in life.
But that you were just talking about the elites as far as it being that role. I mean, it happens. So, I mean, I agree with Jimmy on that.
I don't know why.
I want to say it was the Seattle Mariners probably a decade ago. It was like 7 pitchers added up for a no-hitter. I was like, can you even call that a no-hitter? Because it was just everyone pitching good. Like, who gets the credit? But, of course, all of them went down for it. And that's just weird because that's almost an inning and an out per pitcher.
Somebody said, I don't know there, Buster. That seemed like a great game to everyone else watching. And he said, except for those who disagree with you, many of whom work in the MLB front offices. At the micro level, the pitching changes make sense and are fully justified. At the macro level, however, they can't stand what the revolving door of relievers has done to their own product. I don't know. I could never see it. I think Well, here's the other thing too. You have to get the Players Association to sign off on it. And why would the Players Association ever sign off on only allowing 5 pitchers in the game when you know for a fact that automatically means there's no need to sign as many pitchers as you needed before?
Well, now, how many times do they use more than 5 pitchers? Like, we got to get numbers here because 5 pitchers is a lot of pitchers. If someone pitches to 5 innings and then someone else comes in and pitches 2 innings, that's at 7.
But now here's my other thing too. He says, except for injuries and blowouts. Mm-hmm. Now, injuries, that's an obvious one.
Mm-hmm. I don't like blowouts because blowouts in baseball, you
exactly
can still come back for it.
Exactly. So what if it's 10-0 in the first inning? You take out your starting pitcher. All right, you're allowed to use however many pitchers you want, and then by the time the 4th inning comes around, it's 10-9. So what happens now? Now are you back to being limited 5 pitchers? The rule in itself doesn't even make sense.
Well, I mean, obviously we're just kind of spitballing it here, but I would say back in Little League, you had like a run rule. So you probably have like 4 innings. You have to be up by 15 runs. And then at 5 innings, it would go down to 10, 6 innings, and so on. That would be my just quick thing for that. If it's the first inning, you have to be up by like 20 runs.
Do you realize what you just said? You're going to turn Major League Baseball into Little League?
Hey, it worked. I mean, if you're going to take that and change it into that, come on, man. And I agree with Perry. Like, I feel like 5 is, if not, is just one pitcher above what we're doing now. Like, I'm going to look and see what the average amount of pitchers are used in a baseball game. Not in Messenger. That doesn't work.
I don't know. Well, because now, all right, now you're changing the rule once again, though, because now with the 3-batter rule, if somebody comes in and gets the last out of the inning, they don't have to start the next inning. You can technically go to a new pitcher.
I just want to say this real quick. Heat just beat the Bucks 137-95. Tyler Hero had 27 points. Watch out for my Kentucky boy. Okay, continue on.
Nobody cares about Kentucky, Michael. Were they even good last year?
Not last year, no.
But exactly. Imagine.
Do you even know college basketball?
No, I hate college sports with a passion.
Okay.
Probably the dumbest thing anybody could watch. Nothing like Kentucky playing Northern New York Central State. Oh yeah, I wonder how that game's going to go.
Their first game is actually with Duke, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah, there's 3 good games a year. Congrats.
Let's see here.
Anyway,
you can definitely tell you didn't watch Kentucky play college basketball last year. It was our toughest schedule we've ever done. Okay, in 2018, teams set a new record of averaging 8.4 pitchers per 9 innings.
Okay,
in 2018. In 2018. 2017, it was 8. 2016, it was actually 6.9. So we've actually started moving to using more pitchers. And, of course, now they made the rule where you can't use that many pitchers, basically. Let's see here.
Do you have an updated one?
Not yet.
Let's see.
Looks like the average is 4 now on this chart that I'm trying to read, which would make
I'll tell you, that's not true.
Let's see here.
I don't know if I would say it's double digits now.
Now you're going to fact check somebody?
No, but I'm saying I don't know if it would be easily double digits. I don't know. That seems high, even for baseball. Like, all I can go off is based off the Yankees. And if it wasn't Garrett Cole pitching, it probably went something around like the 6th inning, maybe with like an out or 2. Or late 5th, something around there. That's when they started going to their bullpen. He said 10 a game, 1.6 more than 2018. I feel that's the trend. I mean, I can see it. I just like I said, I can go based off the Yankees. It was usually, a Chad Green, and then they would bring in Wandy Peralta. They'd bring in their other lefty. I can't remember his name right now. They traded for him. They would bring in Jonathan Loizica. They'd bring in Zach Britton. They would bring in Chapman to close the game out. They'd bring in Clay Holmes. I mean, so that's at worst. Even at worst, like we said, in 2018 it was 8.4, and very possible, I guess, like Perry's saying, it could be double digits now. You really think that the Players Association is going to say, yeah, let's cut it down to 5, so now there's 5 less people we need?
Well, I'll say this: the Dodgers have used 1, 2, 3, 4. They're at 5 already, and it's the bottom of the 6 now.
Well, see, and this is the other thing that's the other problem I think that's going to pop up. There's going to be no more openers.
What do you mean by openers?
That's what the Dodgers did today. They had an opener. They didn't have a starting pitcher technically. They had an opener. They had Joe Kelly was their starting pitcher, and he pitched like an inning.
Yeah, and then called it quits.
I don't know. I mean, that's what the Rays do a lot too, and we sit here and give all the praise in the world to the Rays all the time. They do start a game. They started the trend. They were the people that started the opener.
Really?
A couple of years ago, because they realized that it was have somebody in the bullpen pitch 1 or 2 innings, have a bulk guy come in for 4, and then go back to your bullpen.
I don't like it. I think it draws the game out longer.
I think it draws the game out. Yeah, I can agree with that, but I think that there's better ways of making the pace go up, and that would I still think the easiest way to get the pace of playing baseball back is to stop or having people step out of the batter's box and eliminating the shift. If you eliminate the shift, baseball games go at least 30 minutes quicker.
Okay, I've always wanted to say this, but I've never said it ever to anyone. What if they just took away 1 ball and 1 strike? You got 2 strikes and you got 3 balls. That's it.
Michael,
I'm just want to debate it with you. What if we did that?
I can't. No. Because now you're literally changing the entire game out of its 100-plus year history.
I mean, is that not what we do anytime we change a rule? I mean, let's not worry about the tradition. Gen Z worried about tradition here. Come on, man. What if we change it to that? Do we not think that would speed the game up and still keep the intensity of the game?
Screw it. Make everything a 3-2 count, honestly.
Just have 1 pitch?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So we're not going to debate that. All right. Let's just move on then.
No, terrible idea. Terrible.
But why is it terrible?
Couldn't disagree more. Because you're fundamentally changing the game of baseball.
Okay, we're doing shifts now.
And I just said we should take them away.
I agree, but it's there. I'm just saying.
That's like adding a 4-point line in basketball now. They might actually do. So maybe
they may actually do that.
Which I still think is changing it, which is stupid.
It's like not having kickoffs in football. Oh, wait.
They have kickoffs still.
Yeah, but they reward you even more for not having returns, basically. Like they moved it up.
Is not fun anymore. Nothing better than that Devin Hester return in the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Well, or Devin Hester, period, anytime.
You make a good point there. But whatever. You know what? Listen, Michael.
We're not 30 minutes.
We're not changing any rules in baseball.
Yes, we are. The rule I want to change is universal DH and get that man off the second base.
Well, actually, the man on second base is going away next year.
Thank goodness they listened to us on that. Now let's get the universal DH.
Yeah, this whole universal DH thing. I mean,
well, let's talk about the NL Central the NL Series.
The NLCS there, Michael. I know, big words.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the Braves are up 3-1 against the defending Dodgers.
Surprising.
It is surprising, I would have to say. And, Michael, the same situation last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I question this, Michael.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I'm happy. I'm now officially rooting for the Braves.
Good.
I'm officially there. Now that the Giants are gone, I'm all in on the Braves because I don't want anybody from the AL to win anyway. I don't like either one of the teams, obviously.
Gotcha.
But with this being said, I'm curious So the Braves might lose this game. What's the score of the game right now?
It's 2-6 top of the
2-6 at the top of the seventh. Okay.
About
Perfect.
to start the seventh.
So they lose this game. It's 3-2. They have to win game 6.
Absolutely.
Like, they have to win. If they lose game 6, I would bet my house that they lose game 7 too. Because and Mike, remember I said this about the Yankees too, that, when they lost those 2 games to the Rays at the end of the season, they were probably like, oh my gosh, here we go again.
Yep.
That's what happens to the Braves. They're going to be like, oh my God. First of all, the series should be over by now, actually, because I still can't believe they lost that game. What was that? Game 3? Yes. Game 3 when they were up like 6 runs in the 8th inning.
In the 8th, yes.
And they end up losing that game. So, I mean, obviously that's the fallacy of the predetermined outcome. You like that?
Good job.
But, because then obviously you would say, oh, well, then things would be different in game 4, blah, blah, blah. But whatever. Let's play in Magic World where the same thing happened in game 4. So the series would have been over if they win that game. But I'm telling you right now, because I think they're going to end up losing this game. And if they lose game 6, they're going to be, oh my gosh, this is going to happen to us again. Second year in a row, we're going to blow a 3-1 lead, blah, blah, blah. The sweat is going to be dripping down the minute the first pitch is thrown in game 7. They're going to be shaking in their boots. You with me on that, or?
I agree 100%. I'm trying to update my phone here to see what's going on. Riley's in.
Let me pull it up on the television.
Okay.
Let me pull it up on the TV. We got a nice 1-1 count right now. We got Austin Riley up. Trinan is pitching for the Dodgers right now. So we will keep you updated live on this game, of course, while we're still on. But as he just grounded out to second base.
And I noticed that
there in the 7th.
The little bit that I did get to watch before we started the show was Braves were chasing pitches like early in the count. They weren't trying to take it.
Well, they were up 2-0 in the first inning.
Well, I was watching, I think, 3rd and 4th inning, and that was when Dodgers were ahead. And I was like, because Freeman, very first pitch, ground ball to Pujols, and the very next batter up, can't remember who it was, another first pitch, ground ball right to Pujols. I'm like, wow, this pitcher is about to get out of the inning on a 1-2-3 pitch. But the third batter took one and then swung at the second one, fouled it off, third one, strike out.
Fun fact about that, that's actually what I wanted to do at first. I want to be a play-by-play announcer. I've changed my mind since then.
Oh, okay.
I want to do radio now or TV.
Or stream, right?
Well, yeah, obviously. Michael,
I don't
that should have been obvious. But no, I did want to do play-by-play at first, and then I realized that seems very difficult. Although I think I could do it. I think I'm fantastic. I can put on my broadcaster voice right now. As Adam Duvall swings at the second pitch of the at-bat to right field, Mookie Betts camps under it.
See, I wonder surely goodness we wouldn't get in trouble for this right here, would we?
No, we would not. No, Michael, hold on. Take that off the screen. I got you, buddy. Ready? I got you. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me hit you with one of these. If my computer will load. Ready? We're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to go right here.
We're still here.
No. I know we're still here. Don't worry. We're going to hit right there. We're going to go bam, bing, boom. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful.
Okay, on ESPN. Yeah,
ESPN.
Zoom that bad boy into me.
Oh, I'm zooming.
There we go. I don't think we can get in trouble for this, right?
No, you literally can't. We're not showing anything.
Right.
Look at that. Bam.
Oh,
Now you even got the count up. You got
so I can take the banner off and everything.
Play. Look at that. Dodgers about to be upright. Whoa,
what'd you do?
Whoa. I didn't do anything.
Oh my goodness. We've got an ad.
I didn't even do anything.
Dear Bleacher Report, go ahead and give us sponsorship because I went with you all first because y'all don't have these crappy ads as ESPN does. Thank you very much.
Listen, all I'm saying is I'll
Pujols is playing
either
great
one of you. So
this series,
I know 2 for 2. You know, Michael. You want to talk about great series? Kike Hernandez is playing fantastic too, by the way. But with that being said, obviously we'll keep this up
Who do you
Actually,
think's
no,
winning
no,
this
I do
series?
want to. I want to get it. What'd you say?
Who do you think's winning this series?
Nah, I got to go with the Braves. I don't think they. You can't choke a 3-1 2 years in a row, can you? I mean, I guess you can, but like, come on, son.
Who can you click on to? I guess it would be Saturday's date and see who's the matchup as the opening
Let's take
pitcher.
a gander here, Michael.
I love that you say
look at that.
gander, by the way.
Nobody.
I can't. I'm old.
They have nobody because they're not even thinking like that, Michael. Oh,
Well,
look at this though. We do have.
Curry has 25 points on 9 of 9 field goals. Just throwing that out there.
I did see that because Michael. Actually, no, I'm gonna save that for the end of the show. But look, we even got the Astro game tomorrow.
Yes,
as we got,
and that's a 3-2, right? Astros 3-2.
Now, Michael, it's very impressive. Look at those ERAs, baby. Oh yeah, nothing like a 10.5 and a 45 ERA to get your blood pumping.
Now, again, of course, we know they're probably only going to pitch 2 innings.
See, but that's the other thing too. A limit, like, do you keep the same rule in the playoffs?
Honestly, I don't, and I know I'm contradicting myself. I know it, but you want the freshest pitchers to be present in the playoffs.
Oh, so I don't want the freshest pitchers to be present in the regular season where I'm trying to get into the playoffs.
If we did, then why haven't we been doing this the whole time? Because we've been doing this.
We have been doing it.
No, not to this extreme. There's already 6 pitchers for the Dodgers. 6, and it's just now to the 7th inning.
And well, Michael, I also told you they went with an opener in this game. That's what happens in opener games.
An opener, not starter, an opener. Man,
that's what it's called.
My season's old self is about to come out in here because this is ridiculous. A opener or an opener.
Have you not seen this in baseball?
Like, I have, but it's dumb. Like an opener, like I don't care what you are, you're a starter if you start, right? Like Pujols is not the opening first baseman, is he? He's the starting first baseman. If he plays 1 inning and then he's out, he was Michael, the starter,
if you want to change the name, go ahead.
I mean, do you not agree that an opener, that's the dumbest name ever? Yes. Don't you dare. Don't you dare disagree with me.
Listen, it doesn't bother me.
It's opener.
Yeah, because he's opening the game. Just like there's a
He's
closer.
Starting. He is starting the game.
No. He's opening the game because he's only going to be there for an inning.
It doesn't matter. He started, right? Like the opener was the starter.
Michael, I'm not going to argue with you. You can have your own beliefs. It's fine. You can agree with it. You can agree or disagree with it. We'll survive.
An opener is not a starter.
Listen, same thing.
Exactly. It's a starter. If it's the same thing, it's a starter.
Same potato. This is literally.
Don't you say potato. No.
Oh, it is. Tomato.
This
is textbook definition. Same thing.
It's like saying you get a cab driver to take you 2 blocks and say, "Oh, he's not my driver. He's my steerer." It's dumb.
See, Michael, you're not very good with examples. I've come to realize that over the course of our time. I'm not a big fan of your examples.
Okay. Obviously, an opener for musicians and like stand-up comedians and stuff. No.
Perry started the show. Nope.
Do what?
No, Perry started the show. I don't want to hear it. He's not an opener. He started the show. He was the first one out there. He started it.
Now that is apples and oranges. I totally agree with Perry on that. You're an opener. Like you open the show for them.
Nope.
2 different people. That's like one person who is on a different team throwing out the first pitch to do stuff for an inning and then have another team play. I can't agree with you on this one, Perry. That one is an orange and we're talking about apple here because the opening pitcher is the starting pitcher for that team.
But he was the first one out there. It doesn't matter. He started.
Okay, so you're telling me like since the Dodgers started playing and they had batting practice, the pitcher for the batting practice was the opener?
No, because the game didn't start yet. That doesn't even make sense.
The concert didn't start yet.
Yes, it did.
Nope, they were openers.
No, they started the concert up, Michael.
Okay.
Yes, you were, Perry. You were the starter. Whatever.
Listen.
I'm not. Listen. You know what? We'll
There's an
survive.
old tale once, Connie. I'm gonna give you some lesson
old
here.
tale?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
There once was a
Was
deer.
there a ship that went to sea? Oh, sorry.
No, there once was a deer that tried to
Of
tell
course, it
another
has to
deer.
be a deer.
I mean, there was an
No, continue. I want to hear the full Hick version.
okay. There was a deer that looked at another deer and said, "There's crocodiles in this river."
Mm-hmm.
And the smart deer said, "No, there's not." I'm sorry. Their dumb one said, "No, there's not. We can totally swim here." The smart one looked back and said, got a step closer and said, "Yes, there's crocodiles in this river." The dumb one looked back and said, "There's absolutely no crocodiles. We can totally swim here." The smart deer got as close as he could to the water to show that there were crocodiles in there, and a crocodile bit the smart one. The moral of the story, you can't argue with dummies.
That was probably top 5 dumb things I've heard.
Oh, let's see. So there's not a sound check? I'm not getting that one.
He's talking about that. The sound check would be the equivalent to batting practice.
So that's the opening.
Don't worry, Perry. Check. I'm a communications major. I know what you're talking about here.
I know what a sound check is too, but I didn't understand it in our argument. Yes, dude. Nope. Okay, sure. you can't.
You're the best.
You can't argue with people. Okay,
you're
sure.
the best.
I thank you. I appreciate it. I love you too,
Michael. That story was mind blowing.
Thank you, Perry. I try.
And by that he meant boring, but didn't want to be.
Oh, that was definitely like sarcasm. I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All I'm going to say is
that we should move on to the Astros Red Sox series.
I'm just going to say this: we can. I'm just glad to realize in 2021, Perry and Connie have figured out the hundreds of years of baseball to realize that the starting pitcher is now just the opener.
Things change, Michael. You want to change 3 balls and 1 strike.
I don't want to. I would just want to debate it. No, I would hate that.
You would hate it, so why would you bring it up?
Well, it would speed it up. I mean, just because I hate the point.
Like I said, then that means we should just start the game at full counts. It speeded up tremendously.
I will say the other thing I cannot stand is the IL instead of the IR. Can't stand that.
Why?
Or I'm sorry, the DL. Yeah,
that's still
yeah, I can't.
That was just a politically correct thing that I didn't understand. But whatever, I'm not going to go there because I really don't care that much. Anyway, Astros Red Sox.
Ooh,
Astros are winning
scored a run,
3.
by the way.
Oh, yes, they did. Taylor with another home run. This man
killing it. Is he 3 for 3? 2 home runs?
Is he now 4? Here's my question: is he now 4 for 4 with 3 home runs? Because he was 3 for 3 with 2 home runs going into that at bat, wasn't he? I believe he's now 4 for 4, 3 home runs. I'm sure Perry will tell us right now because, look, see, I told you, Chris Taylor. Perry, is he now 4 for 4, 3 home runs, or is he 3 for 3? No, there's no way. He's only 3 for 3 with 2 home runs in the 7th inning of a 7-2 game. So he has to be 4 for 4, 3 home runs. Now that is just you're having a game, good sir. That have yourself a day. You know, like those little NFL posts that they always do. No. What are you looking at?
Did you say it was 2 home runs, or is that a stolen base? Can you blow that up some?
Michael, that's a different batter, buddy.
Oh yeah, just change the. Okay. Whew.
Oof, man. Michael, you need these?
Well, I could blow up my own screen here, but I wanted to see the comments. I guess I'll just do this. Okay. We're good now. All right. Totally can see it.
See? 4 for 4, baby, as Barry said. I was right. Again, what else is new? Not even surprised at this point anymore. Anyway.
I wasn't arguing you.
You weren't arguing me?
No, I wasn't.
I know. Don't worry, Michael. Michael, you're a little upset today.
No, I'm not. I
think you're getting a little salty today. We're almost Red Sea level.
Opening
salty.
Instead of a starter is ridiculous. I don't care who you are. Yes, absolutely.
Michael,
that is my
sounding Red Sea level saltiness right now.
Let's move on. Can we go on?
Yeah, Astros and the Red Sox.
Excuse me.
3-2 Astros. After the Red Sox, it's going to really mess me up looking at Braves Dodgers and having to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
But after the Red Sox dominated the first couple games of that series, the Astros have obviously stormed back. I believe they won the 2 games in Boston. And that was a pivotal game last game. I believe that the winner of Game 5 in a 2-2 series, well, actually, it had to be a 2-2 series. What am I talking about? Wins like 75% of the series.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a very, very important, deciding factor in a game. So obviously good for the Astros, not looking good for the Red Sox with those numbers being said. And I'm a little curious because looking at this, like we said, Michael, this has Eovaldi as the starting pitcher, well, as a probable starting pitcher. But I believe if it was 2 games ago that he pitched like the 8th and 9th inning. So how long is he going to pitch? Like, this is going to be another opener situation, Michael.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna open the game and go to the bullpen after that. But so I wonder how long he's going to pitch, and it looks like it's going to end up being a bullpen game for the Red Sox. I don't know about the Astros starting pitching, and that's the thing. I think whoever I'm going to say this. I think whoever wins the NL series is going to win the World Series.
No, that's actually just going with your heart. I mean,
no, I'm being serious because
I am too. Unfortunately,
the Astros, like, I didn't realize this going into the playoffs, but since watching it and just seeing what they've done, their starting pitching is terrible. Like, it's bad. I believe the first few games
what's a
of the
starting
series,
pitcher?
You're the worst.
Oh, you mean opening pitcher? Okay, I'm with you now. Yeah, they're not very good.
Yeah, no. But the first few games, I believe that they had like a 8.5 ERA, and they had only pitched like 12 innings in the first 4 games. So they had not been very good. And then obviously last night, I can't remember. Actually, you know what? I can remember because watch this. I can just do this. Valdez went out and pitched a gem. 8 innings he pitched. Oh, he had a perfect game into the 5th. Wow, okay.
Wait, he was a starter, not an opener? Wow.
No, he was a starter this game. Not an opener this game. Like Eovaldi will be an opener next game, not a starter. But yeah, he pitched like 8 innings, actually pitched well. But other than that, the Astros pitching has been awful. And I don't know if the Red Sox, I mean, we've been saying they don't really have enough this entire season, but maybe they do. I just think that whoever wins the NL is probably going to win, just because I don't think the Astro pitching will be able to stick up with it. And, even the Red Sox pitching, like Chris Sale hasn't been great. Like, he has not been the Chris Sale that a lot of people expected. Obviously, he's coming off, the Tommy John. You got to give him a little bit of a break. But, yeah, Michael, what do you think? You think the Red Sox make a comeback? You think the Astros close it out? What are we looking at here?
I'm going to say this. This whole MLB season has been unpredictable. You agree with that?
I literally went over this with my boy the other day, saying that this is one of the weirdest seasons I've ever seen. Because if you start going down the list, Michael, the season makes no sense.
Absolutely.
0.
Like, I actually had the White Sox and the Braves in the World Series. The Braves are looking there like they may have a chance at this. I look like a genius. Mid-season, I would not have said anything about the Braves because of the injuries, the lawsuits and stuff that they had, and just the way that NL East looked.
Mike, you want me to go down the list? Let's go down the list together.
Okay.
Of why the season makes no sense. So we'll start from spring training.
Okay.
And, just and we'll go just based off of what expert people said, right?
Okay.
So Blue Jays weren't supposed to be this good. They were still supposed to be 2 years away.
Another team that I predicted. Just saying.
Which didn't even make the playoffs, so it doesn't matter.
Anyway, they were 1 game away, and you were
but you know what? Did they win? Did they make it? Did they make it?
They were close.
Did they have a better record than the Yankees either? Thanks for that $1, by the way.
Were the Yankees afraid of facing the Blue Jays in the playoffs if it happened?
Doesn't matter. They didn't finish with a good enough record to even get there.
But were they? You all were
I
scared
wouldn't
of
say
them.
afraid.
You even said it on our show that you were afraid.
I said that they were better than the Red Sox. So why would you want to face a better team?
You said that you were afraid. Continue on.
But whatever. So Blue Jays probably weren't supposed to be that good. They were supposed to be a year or two away. Yankees were supposed to run away with the division. The Rays were supposed to take a step back. So that's three things.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets were supposed to be a very
not
good
to mention
team this year.
Boston in that.
Oh yeah, all right, yes. Boston was supposed to finish fourth.
Yeah.
So now you have five things there.
Of course, they just finished third, but I mean,
no, they finished second.
Were they ahead of the Yankees?
That's why the game is at Fenway, Michael.
Are you sure they finished ahead of Yankees?
I'm literally positive.
I'm just asking. Okay.
But anyway, so you have the Mets were supposed to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go down to the Braves. Once they lost Acuna, their season was supposed to be over. You go.
Okay, Red Sox and Yankees were tied 92-70, but the Red Sox got the
because they beat them head to head more.
Huh.
So yeah, the Braves were supposed to be terrible once Acuna got hurt.
Right.
The Giants were supposed to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
The Padres were a shoo-in for a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
I didn't realize this, but the Mets finished third.
You know that I told you, Michael. They are the first team in NFL. See, I'm watching the football game in MLB history to be in first place for over like 150 days and finish under 500. First team in MLB history. That's not a record that's not a accomplishment you want in a sport that's over 100 years old, by the way.
I would say the NL Central kind of finished the way everyone thought it would between Cardinals and Brewers, flip-flop either or. But
technically, if you look at it, the Cardinals had a better betting odds to win the division. So technically, we even got that one wrong.
Right, but I'll even say, the Cardinals, they were third place at one point and just went on that streak at the end, and then they even fired their manager after that.
Yep, that is true. Let's see. Am I missing anything here?
Mariners finished second. I would have thought.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, especially after the trade deadline. Especially after the trade deadline, because they traded away their closer and everybody was killing them for it.
Mm-hmm. Twins came in fifth.
Yeah, the Twins were not supposed to be terrible.
Yeah.
There was another team that was terrible that we didn't expect it from. Oh, man. Calm down. 92 wins. Your team could never.
Angels only had 77, and they finished fourth. I figured they would be a little bit better, but it's the Angels.
Yeah, it is the Angels. Minnesota was the shock. Oh, Oakland only – they were supposed to compete with Houston for that division. They come in third. They only win 86 games. The Astros won 95. So we were way off with them, being neck and neck for the division. Let's see here. Yeah, but that's like 11 things off the top of your head, maybe 12, that just weren't supposed to happen. Absolutely. And not like, maybe it'll happen. Like, no. There was no chance that those things were going to happen. And all of them did.
Oh, yeah. So I want to say the Braves will win this division since they're up 3-1 here. Or not the division, but you know what I'm saying. The NL and be in the World Series. As far as the Astros, I feel like the Astros have the advantage. Obviously, they're up to one game going. I think, are they going home?
Yeah. Yep.
So I feel like it would probably be done. I feel like Boston has overachieved the whole year. I feel like the magic has finally faded out on them. They had a couple good glimpses there, and then in this playoffs even, and now I think it's Astros all the way.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think the Astros are going to take it too. I guess I'm not going to count the Red Sox out because everybody has the entire year, and they're in the ALCS, and all the other AL teams are sitting at home. So I guess you can't really technically count them out, but I would be surprised if they came back and won, especially because, like you said, the Astros get to go home. for these last 2 games. So even if they lose Game 6, we're still at home for Game 7. That atmosphere will obviously be intense, to say the least, in a Game 7. But yeah, so I guess I would go with the Astros, and then I guess the Braves for our World Series. The exact World Series that everybody thought at the beginning of the year.
Exactly. I will say I'm 50% right at the beginning of the year, spring training.
This is true.
So I look like a genius. Michael. Look like a genius, like always. But
I can't wait for the off season. Oh, there's going to be so many stories. I mean, just where does Story go? Where does Seager go? Where does Correa go? I mean,
if Astros win the World Series, do you think he stays?
I don't think he's going to stay no matter what.
Really?
Because, they already offered him that one contract and he declined it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he thought it was a little disrespectful of a contract. So I wonder if you go back to it now, if he'll be willing to, renegotiate with them. I mean, even Freddie Freeman's going to be a free agent. Rizzo's a free agent again. Who else we got? I mean, there's just a lot of things going on, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be fun. But Michael, okay. I think that's it.
I think so too. Good. I'm tired of hearing opening.
Listen, you better get used to it because of all these opening tomorrow, Michael.
I'm just saying, if CC was playing now, would he ever be considered an opener?
CC, like my boy CC Sabathia?
Yeah. I mean, if I talk to you about anyone, it has to be Yankees.
If he only pitched 1 inning, then he would be.
Dude, I think it's all stupid just any way you look at it. Because why would you pay a starting pitcher who pitches 3 innings the money that they're paying pitchers struggling?
Don't ask me.
So, I mean, I think really players will be shooting themselves in the foot as far as what they're being paid if this really catches on and becomes a thing. Don't you agree to that?
What, the opener thing?
Yeah, if we really go to starting pitchers are just openers.
Yeah, but it's only like that because some teams just aren't good enough to have 5 starting pitchers. So they usually have, 4, and then the 5th day of when it's supposed to be a starter is just an opener bullpen game.
Or a starter from the bullpen. But I'm just saying, so you're just not going to pay anyone, right? Like, why have the other 4 starters would do the exact same thing and pay them less, and then pay Mike Trout to leave the Angels and actually come to a team?
That much.
Why not?
You can't use your bullpen that much. You only have 10 people in the bullpen. What are you going to do? Pitch all of them 100 innings?
Why not?
Because they would die.
Well,
their arms would fall off of their body.
That makes me really want to try to do the formula to figure out how many pitchers you would need to have 5 pitchers a game for 162. But I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm not very good at math. Michael never was. But anyway, where can the people find you, Michael?
Hold up. Middle relievers, they can pitch every other day, don't they?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you have 10 pitchers, that's every other day.
Okay, what if they get absolutely raked?
Well, I mean, have that one extra person. I mean, I don't think that would be bad. And if they get raked, just bring in the outfielder like we have been doing.
What happens if your team comes back, though?
Well,
then it's not a blowout anymore. Are mildly allowed to use 5 pitchers again?
I just stupid think this whole thing.
Awful.
No. Stupid concept. Awful. You can find me at MDLawson00 on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and all that kind of cool stuff. I am making a link tree, but I haven't ever finished it because I've got more things going on in my life. I apologize. And actually, I probably haven't done this seconds. Well, I don't know what I'll want to link it to, and linking for me, I'm 35 years old, okay?
Don't you just want all your podcasts on there?
Yes, but I also want to put Unwrapped Sports Network in some way, form, or fashion there. Perry, that hurts. I think Perry is just hating me today, but you know what? I still love you, Perry, no matter what. Grow out a beard, be like me. Makes everything great.
Goatee's looking fantastic.
Is that a goatee? I couldn't really tell. I thought it was just a shadow of a chin. But
Michael,
okay.
your whole beard looks like a shadow. It blends in with your shirt. I don't want to
It
hear
really does. It really does. Listen,
Anyway,
actually raised my beard up to shave underneath it before the show. But anyways, MD Lawson 00, all my platforms on that. Also, you can check our show Count the Bucket on Saturday, 2 nights away, 10:30 p.m., where we will be recapping the whole week of basketball, and it has been extremely great watching the Bucks beat the Nets and then watching the Lakers lose their opener to the
Warriors, Michael.
There you go. I was going to see who you said there. I love you, Michael. Just an extra boomer today.
I think you forgot and you were using me as backup.
No, absolutely not. I like Golden State. Anyways, and I'm happy about my Heat, how they're playing right now. Tyler Hero just led the team.
The Bucks.
I have them number 2 in the East. Let's see them happen. So, yeah, there we go. Carry on, Perry, with yours.
Perry?
I said Perry. I did. Thank you.
Don't ever disrespect me like that again. Anyway, as for me, obviously, like Michael said, we do this every Thursday, 10 Eastern. So make sure you check us out.
Do this for Thursday because that means Thursday.
What?
That's what I wanted to do, but it makes no sense.
That means Thursday?
In my head, I was like, when you said Thursday, I was like, but that doesn't mean Thursday.
That's an interesting development. Anyway, Thursdays, 10 Eastern. Make sure you check us out. I did DM Dalton, by the way. I DM'd him.
Oh, did you?
Because he posted a picture on his Instagram of a bat, and I said, I might have to get one of these.
Listen.
And I said, I saw the one you said, Michael, if you ever got an extra one laying around, you know where to find me.
Well, he is actually this weekend going to Knoxville, Tennessee to a baseball tournament of some form of fashion, minor league, I think, to display his bats and try to see if he can sell some more as well. He asked me if I could go with him. Sorry, man, but I can't. I got to work.
Bad friends, clearly.
Did you say bat friend?
I didn't, but that works too. Anyway, 10 Eastern. Me and Michael do this Tuesdays. The hard count with me and CJ. We talk about everything in the football world. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on. Browns just won a 17-14 game. I don't know why I ever bet on the Broncos. I'm never doing that again.
How did Case play? Because I picked him up. I need to know.
You know what? That's a good question because I had a bet with him as well, so I have to check that right now.
He finished with 12 points. Is the game over on mine?
I literally hate my life. He had 199 passing yards. I needed 219.
Wow.
And Teddy Bridgewater had 187. I needed 234. What is good with quarterbacks being terrible at football? Like I give up. I
really do. I feel like their yardage is not here this year. Like I feel like no one's really throwing.
Well, I mean, besides the typical ones.
Johnson killed it for me today. I'm glad I picked him up in one of my fantasy leagues.
I don't know who that is.
Dearness Johnson.
The running back, the third string practice. Yes.
22 player. Rushing attempts. Who would have thought that? 146 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 23 fantasy points for me. I look like a genius there.
I tried finding him in my league. I think somebody picked him up. I'm a little upset about that. Anyway, and then Mondays, Generational Sports with me and Josh, 7 Eastern. And like I said, check us out because,
Boomer.
You got to use code Gen Z, baby, on Underdog Fantasy. With your first deposit, get an extra $10 with your first deposit. So make sure you go check out Underdog Fantasy. You can use our link, of course, or you just download the app when it asks for a little promo code Gen Z, GENZ, baby, all uppercase. It automatically makes everything uppercase for you too, so you don't even got to worry about it. So make sure you go over to Underdog Fantasy, download the app, and get your boy paid, okay? Because I thoroughly enjoy money. Anthony Conover _ on Twitter, Gen Z Sports, obviously, for my other one, Backstop Banter.
Where it's at.
There's so many things I do. There's just a lot of things I do. I get discombobulated.
Don't you have to?
What?
Oh, did I say that out loud?
I don't even know what you said. I heard something about have to. And of course I do, Michael, because I'm literally backpacking us. I am Stephen A. Smith. I'm just saying. But Michael, with that being said, let's play our fancy new intro.
That's what I was actually going to say. Awesome. Check it out.
I was going to say, let's play our fancy new intro and let the people get on with their evenings.
Have a good one, guys.
Bam.